How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the channel. This is Big Daddy Dave, and this is a top 5 mod maps so far video on Farming Simulator 25 for maps that are available on all platforms. I will show off my favorite maps that are available at time of recording, which is Monday, September the 1st. Whether it's because of a map's color palette, terrain, special features, or overall presence, each one of these maps are extremely special to me and have earned their way onto this list. All that being said, here is a reminder of a list I made back in March. Now, before we get started with the top 5, let's check out some honorable mentions. Matopipo Map 2K25 by Lost Gamer, Grangerio, and Virgimini Modding. And this is Matopipo, and I'm pretty certain that I made this same reference in my previous video of my top 5s, where I basically pointed out that if I had started up here, if this was your spawn point when you originally come into this map, I would have turned my nose up to it without fully comprehending just how amazing this map is. Here in the north, it is incredibly flat, but where the magic happens is down in the south, and it's almost on the periphery of the map. So let me go ahead and show you what I'm talking about here. So if we take flight, you'll see, again, just really flat. But as we turn, you start to see, oh, okay, there's some pretty big structures around here. There's some pretty big like entities going on. So you've got the big sugar mills, you got the big buying and selling areas, the big complexes. But that's not what I'm talking about when it comes to magic. Look at this. It starts to kind of, get into the wilds, into the thickets. But this is what I'm talking about. Look at this. The sheer cliff faces and mountainsides, and this road network that leads into town. You got this little sell point right here off of the ledge that is just, it's very simple. It's like a little like fruit stand almost, but then you continue to make your way around and it's just mountainous, and it eventually leads into town here. And again, you can see the large complexes right here in town for sell points that really just kind of make it to where it just feels like something grand. Big case dealer right there, and the rest of town. And again, you've got this cool like waterfall feature that just kind of is just there in the middle of, in the middle of the map, actually towards the periphery of the map, not even in the middle. But you got this cool little dirt path that follows its way up here, a very narrow bridge structure, as you can see there. That's just a bunch of like basically logs that you can make your way across and get right up into the center of the map. It just continues to go up and up and up, and everywhere you look, it is just feels untamed until you get up into the north. Once you get into the north, that's where things really kind of settle down. But down here in the south, it's like the wilds, and it's beautiful. This map has so much going for it that I love it. I love it. The terrain is just next level stuff, and the road network, because of the terrain, really has to adapt and flow and undulate throughout the map as you're just kind of trying to make your way up and up and up. And as you eventually get up there, you eventually come up to some really huge structures, some big production points. I mean, they're not even really big production points per se. It's just like big sell points. I mean, you got your little sawmill down here, a biogas plant down in the southwest corner of the map. Down in the far south, you get these massive selling areas. They're just huge. You got the kind of general cooperative, I think is what this would be. Just massive structures. But again, it's all amongst this really unassuming flatlands on this map. So all in all, this one was in the top 5. It got bumped down because we got a few more that took its place. Tassie Farm by Carl TG and WikiPlays. And this is Tassie Farm, and what kind of drew me into this map was originally a starting farm. You start out right here in this spot almost exactly, and you just see kind of very simple, almost humble beginnings here. You got very old sheds and stuff right here, right when you first walk in. But then once you kind of make your way through and around the rest of the farm, you realize it's really humble beginnings. Like, you've got trash, you've got really overgrown kind of things to deal with, the kind of shrubbery and the grass and everything that's here. You've got a lot to contend with. You got a little cow barn here on the main starting farm, but then just everything is just beaten up. There's junk and trash everywhere, and you're going to be in charge of cleaning up this farm and getting it back up and running. And it's so junky, like so out of shape, that even the silos are beaten to a pulp. Look at this. The silo here is just rusted all to nothing. And as we kind of go around this whole map, you will see that kind of running theme of just really kind of wild wilderness, overgrowth, the whole 9 yards. And everything is like that. You can see the sheds and the other homes that are around. They're also kind of beaten up. There's tons of forestry on this map. An absolute metric ton of forestry. So if you're somebody who's into forestry, this is going to be a good one for you. But what kind of really struck me is, okay, this is a feature that I really want to get behind, is the peat system. So Carl TG and WikiPlays integrated the peat fields, and that's what this is when I'm flying over here. So you can buy specialized equipment, and it kind of works similar to like a like grass. Is that you come out with very specific sets of equipment, and you can rip up the peat, you can windrow it, you can pick it up and collect it, and each vehicle, each set of equipment does its own thing. It's relatively a flat map, but the color palette is very spot on. It's just very simple. There's not a lot of pops of color and all that. It's very simple in its design, as it has a main road kind of going through the center of the map. But really, outside of that, there's not a whole lot else to it. There's a few areas in which you can kind of build up and grow and expand, and it's almost wild enough to be able to almost kind of count it in the same league as like a no man's land. Not saying it is no man's land, but it's very much like a very wild and untamed civilization, while at the same time still having some structure. Unlike a no man's land where it didn't have any structure whatsoever, this one here is got a little bit going for it, but not a lot. Not a lot at all. You've got very nice fields, very good layouts. It's not going to be easy in the ways of harvesting. You can see like this field here, how it's kind of got that kind of U shape around the farmhouse right over here. You're able to then just completely expand and do whatever it is. You can combine whatever you want to do. It's going to be able to be done on this map, and it's just fantastic. It's got a good, simple kind of, like I said, simple layout, nice feature to it. And yeah, between the nice color palette and as well as the integration of the peat system, this one made the honorable mentions as well. Riverview by Cavalier Roy and Monkey Show Modding. And here we have the last honorable mention, and this is Riverview. And when I tell you this is probably one of the most iconic farms that I can think off the top of my head, this one is classic. As we kind of take a look here, you can see we have the big chicken pasture, the cow barn right here, right next to the starting house. And we can just kind of go around and you can see just how much there is going on this particular farm. I mean, just tons of storage, tons of different animals. And what's awesome about this map in particular is that each one of these animal pens that are here at your starting farm are increased in their volume for their capacity for animals. So your cow barns can hold hundreds upon hundreds of cows. If I'm not mistaken, can I see it from here? I cannot. So let's go over here. I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about, because each one of these cow barns, because you have two here on your main farm and you have a chicken barn right back there, each one of them have been increased in their volumes as to what they can and can't hold for their animals, their feed, everything. It's fantastic. So if I come up against this here, maybe... Oh, it's because I don't have the HUD on. That's right. We have room for 2,127 chickens here on this particular pasture, or this particular barn. It's incredible. So you can really start building up a mega farm, like an absolute mega farm. And it's just surrounded by these nice little hills and undulations, all throughout this map is just kind of self-contained into this ecosphere of just sheer beauty. Now let's go ahead and take some flight here and just start taking a look around. So again, you can see just how much there is on the starting farm here. Tons of storage for all your equipment and going to be able to grow into it as well. And then you've got some more of your cow barns back here, a bit more for your production because you do have this really awesome production site that's going to be able to make all your kind of base game needs for your starting farm. And then again, we just go around and you can see all the undulations that are available on this map. The color palette's fantastic. The hedges actually have collisions. You can see if I go down to them really quickly, you can see how each one of them has these little poles in there, and that will provide a collision as well as a ability to remove them. So one of the things that Cavalier Roy does so well, I always say this about Cavalier Roy, is he makes basically some of the best modularity maps, being able to just make something and customize it to almost no end. It's fantastic. It's absolutely fantastic. You got some grass fields up here in the hills that are just absolutely gorgeous. Everywhere you look is just nothing but hills. Some built-in little features here, like the castle up on the very top of the hill. You've got some houses that are built up here as well. You got bridges, you got, different terrain shifts. The color palette, as I mentioned before, is very, very toned down, so it's very nice and pleasing, really kind of inviting environment. And then if we go over here, I believe this is kind of towards the southwest portion of the map, I do believe. You got this kind of really almost kind of like secluded area with a whole bunch of like different production points, sell points and stuff, almost like a port, as you can see as we're approaching. Big barge down here, warehouse, production points, all this stuff that's tucked away down here on this end. And I love the custom border and periphery that's on this map. Makes the map feel like it's more than just the playable area, that it's actually got some kind of like greater world that it belongs to. On top of all that, it just feels lived in. You've got so much in the ways of traffic splines, you've got pedestrian splines, you got tons of things going on, and it just feels like a beautiful place. No matter where you look, you got some amazing views, and you have some amazing fields. You're going to be able to work on, get a ton of work done, and just be able to just have a boatload of fun. No matter what you do on this map, you're going to have a great, great time. Number 5, AgroForests by Sitka Simulators. And this is AgroForests, and if you're kind of humming and hawing as to why this may look familiar to you, well, it's because this is based off of another map. This is actually based off of Silver Run Forest. That's right. This is as if Silver Run Forest, you had been on it for hundreds of hours and had bought up all the land, did a ton of work to the forestry bits, and basically swapped out forestry for like agriculture, being able to plant fields and doing all that stuff. That's basically what this map is. You saw at the very beginning the screenshot of it. So there's a bunch of fields, a bunch of stuff that's kind of in addition to what we have for base, like Silver Run Forest kind of stuff. But as we kind of look around, it is so far established. You have all this stuff. You've got a nice house that's kind of tucked away back here. You've got sheep barns. You got cow pastures. You got pigs. I mean, the whole 9 yards. It is awesome. And again, it's as if you spent hundreds of hours without having to spend hundreds of hours of work. It's amazing. So over here, you've got one of the pastures that's just tucked away off the hillside here. You've got your sheep that are just going to sit there and run through the field and just do their thing. Let's go ahead and take flight here and show off the rest of this without having to run around. So again, you can see just the sheep that are hanging out over here. I believe over in this direction, we've got, let's see, I think this is the pigs down here. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, you can see pigs are right over here in this little pasture. And I just love how everything's just kind of built onto the mountainside. You've got all this stuff kind of going on for this map. Again, you got a little bunker silo, some storage over here, and then the kind of old and familiar pond that's right behind you when you first start out. A little barn that's over here that has a little bit of hay storage, and then the iconic town of Silver Run. I mean, this town, for anybody who spent any amount of time on this map, knows exactly how this town feels. It's amazing. Got the roller coaster that's still here, still established, and all this. But this map also has some bells and whistles to it as well. A lot of stuff going for it, including drivable boats. That's right. That little barge right down there is one that you can get in, you can drive around and do stuff with. So you can load this up with loose materials, you can load this up with trees, whatever the case may be, and you can take it around the entirety of the map, up the river system, taking it over to the sawmills. But again, you've got all the mountainside, all the kind of familiarity of Silver Run Forest, while it also being something that's fresh and new and exciting to be able to explore. So if you're not huge into forestry, but you loved or really enjoyed the look of Silver Run Forest, just don't care to do the forestry bit, this one is going to be a good one for you because you don't have to spend all that time sitting there and doing the forestry. You can kind of bypass it and be able to just have fun doing the farming. And if you are somebody who likes forestry, there's still tons of forestry to be done here. The iconic old sawmill up here in the northeast corner of the map. I mean, again, just amazing. And you can drive that barge all the way up to here. You can park it here at the sawmill and then just sell off or ingest all of that lumber to be able to use for that production or to be able to use it as a sale price. Again, you can see all the built-in fields, the bridges, the undulations, the color palette. It's as if, like I said, it's a more matured Silver Run forest for those people who just don't want to necessarily do as much forestry and have a little bit something extra to do on Silver Run Forest. I love this map. I think this is fantastic, and it is a huge welcomed addition to the Farming Simulator franchise, the maps here on FS25, as well as just being an amazing spot for number 5. Number 4, Oak Bridge Farm by Oxygen David. And here we are on Oak Bridge Farms, and this map is incredible. When you talk about realism, you have to throw Oxygen David's name into the ring because holy smokes. If you see this map is on like a whole nother level when it comes to realism. This map is based off a real life farm, and on top of that, it has a kind of side-by-side comparison video out there on the internet that shows what this map looks like in comparison to what it is in real life. And somehow Oxygen David not only captures pretty much everything there is to capture on this map, but captures it to such a degree that it's almost scary how good this map looks in comparison to it. I mean, wow, just absolutely incredible. And then you kind of go around. The only major difference I saw when it came to the main starting farm and what is in real life is that there's a little driveway that leads up to this second portion of this starting farm here. But I mean, you've got the kind of main portion of the farm where there's a bunch of storage, a little cow barn over in the distance over there. I mean, this map is beautiful, absolutely gorgeous. The color palette, amazing. The terrain, top notch. And it's because it's all based off of just that real life kind of view that you have on this map. You know, it's got great equipment, you know, good starting equipment. You've got everything that you need to be able to have a great, successful farm that has that nice pre-built and established feel to it. It's incredible. Let's go ahead and take flight here real quick and take a look around. So you got the kind of little, I don't want to call it a town, but it's just a little, you know, buildup of homes right in the immediate area here. You've got these open pastures that are just tucked away. You got a little chicken coop way off in the distance over here. right there, just in that little pen area. You even got little hidden kind of treasure troves of fields right back here. You can make a little entrance and use this for just your own purposes, whatever you want. But the fields on this map are absolutely massive. And you can see they got nice undulations within the field. So you've got something to kind of look at all throughout the map. It is incredible. And then we kind of zip over. There's plenty of sell points for you to be able to go to pretty much every corner of the map and do stuff with. You got this cool little garden center over here in this area. You got a little bit of forestry that's tucked away just back here. I mean, just everything about this map is just so beautiful and natural that it's not without knowing why this would be on my top 5. I mean, everywhere you look is just highly, highly, highly detailed and almost, like I said, almost scary the amount of accuracy that Oxygen Today would put into this map. It's wild. This is part of the starting farm here. And again, nice big buildings, nice big silos, massive fields. Massive. I mean, you're going to spend hours doing any one of these fields and then just kind of going on from there. You can just do whatever your heart's content here. Let's go ahead and head off in this direction over here because we got a whole bunch of stuff in this area as well. You got like the biogas plant. You got some more sell points. Each one of the sell points has their like multiple sell points within them. Each of them are going to accept very specific products. So you got like a bale sell point, just kind of a generic sell point, as well as different other types of sell points. But what's cool about this map is you own a ton of the land, including a ton of the periphery as well. So it really works out to where you're able to get a ton accomplished. And if you're really creative in how you utilize that land, you're really able to do some really awesome stuff with it. I cannot speak highly enough of this map. You've got this awesome kind of shop area out here towards the east. Big case dealer, got a bunch of equipment that's just, again, makes the map feel like it's alive. And then you got pedestrian splines, you got some road traffic that's kind of filling out the area as well. And these narrow roads makes it really difficult when you got a car coming, especially if you get some of the bigger equipment that's going to be used on some of these bigger fields. Oh boy, it gets a little scary, but that adds to the kind of intenseness that's available on this map that not a lot of other maps can say they have because they have their own dedicated lanes and stuff. I mean, you got the traffic, they're just going to do the traffic thing. So I love it. I absolutely love it. And that is why this one's number 4. Number 3, Pallegney by MA7 Studio. And here we are on Pallegney, and this is a beautiful French map. Everywhere you look is got beauty just oozing out of it. I love this map. Love it, love it, love it, love it. You have this really nice, almost simple starting farm. It's small and it is self-contained, so any growth that you're going to do on this map is going to be outside of this starting farm unless you're going to recapture some of the fields that are surrounding the farm. But really, I mean, it's just too good. Everywhere you look, you just got the nice sweeping undulations throughout the map. Everywhere you look is just got really beautiful color palette and textures, as well as one of the most standing out features I think is on any map is that in the distance. That bridge just, I don't think there's ever been a map that has caught my attention so hard with one solitary feature. It is that bridge system. Let's go ahead and take off and take flight. Let me show you what I'm talking about here. So this bridge is just a train bridge, but it travels throughout the whole bridge or the whole map, and it basically cuts the entire map in half. And the details on this bridge, I mean, look at this. Look at the dirt and grime that's kind of caked up on those stones. I mean, wow, absolutely incredible. And let's kind of just follow this along. You can see up here in the north, then big time uphill sweep that we have going away from the bridge, just kind of gently easing down into the river system down here. I mean, oh, absolutely fantastic. It has a slight undulation going up into the south portion of the map over there, but then again, we just keep on making our way through, and we've got just an awesome view. And we can take control of the train, and we can drive this, do everything we want to do, but the map is just so solid. Tons of agriculture to be done on this. And what's really cool about it as well is you also get some kind of off-site like cow barns, cow pastures and sheep pastures right off of the map. As you can see, you got tons of these that are just kind of laid out in several locations. You do get multiple farms that you can purchase and take advantage of. This is the train silo system right over here. This is the secondary farm that you can purchase. I think there's like either 4 or 5 separate cow pastures and sheep pastures that you can purchase outside of what you have at the main starting farm that will allow you to expand and do a whole bunch of stuff. And then you got this really cool Kloss dealership that's right down here. I mean, that is really nice. You can go inside and activate the shop trigger. You got the repair trigger right there. I mean, you got the cool little town that's just kind of set outside, and then you got the main portion of town where your starting farm is located. As you can see, the starting farm is right there. But down here, this is where like the magic happens. Look at all this. Absolutely beautiful. The church that's right here in the city center, and then the iconic statue, because you load and you're right standing in front of this statue that is, I believe, dedicated to soldiers. I believe it's, if I remember right, it's a memory to French soldiers, and I just think that's really cool. Just kind of that kind of thing that's going on there. Cool little playground just tucked away out behind the church. You got these custom production points that you can utilize. Beautiful, like not windmill, watermill feature that's right here for the grain. You got a really killer looking sawmill area. I mean, look at all this. Everything's just custom and unique and just looks so good. Everywhere you look, it's just got some kind of awesome little feature that really sets it apart. But that train bridge, everywhere you look, you see that train bridge. I mean, you can go way, way, way outside of the just normal field of view, and you're always gonna see at least catching a glimpse of that train bridge. And I'm not mad about it. I'm not mad about it at all. It is amazing. And just got a cool little road network. The map really feels like it's alive between the traffic splines, the pedestrian splines. Everywhere you look, you've got some kind of action that's going on top of the stuff that you are interacting with as well. Man, I just think this is a special map. If you haven't tried Pallegney, go try it out now because it is worth your time. Number 2, Alma, Missouri by Celebuki. And this is Alma, Missouri, and number 2 and number 1 were extremely difficult for me to figure out because they're both amazing. This one is a beautiful, amazing, just feature-packed map. As you can see here at the starting farm, you've got so much to look at. The mega silo system, the chickens, you got the cool little house here. You've got a cow barn, you've got a sheep pasture, you got horses, you've got a huge bunker silo way in the back, a workshop. I mean, the whole 9 yards. One of the coolest features I think that is available for this particular map is this cow barn. And what I mean by that is if I take flight and show you what I'm talking about, go ahead and hop up in the air, you'll see what appears, at least to me, I could be wrong, but you see this little kind of stone path that leads down here. If, I mean, this might be just me kind of speculating, but I think that's kind of what leads down to this little output for your slurry. I could be wrong about that, but hey, if I'm wrong about that, I don't care because this is an awesome little feature for this cow barn. An off-site slurry tank, little slurry hold for your cow barn that could be just gravity fed from, the barn itself down into the hold. That's awesome. That is absolutely awesome. Cool little feature like that. Just really kind of not even a feature per se. It's just kind of just like, hey, check this out. But then also on this map, you got things like alfalfa as kind of a custom crop. If we take a look, you will see if I scroll down here to the bottom, alfalfa is the one and only kind of custom crop on this map, and I'm not going to complain about that at all. Love it. The map, the fields are absolutely huge. The color palette is just absolutely spot on. It's nice and toned down. It's not too colorful, so it doesn't feel like a cartoon. You feel like this is a legitimate place somewhere out there in Missouri. But what's really cool about this map is, again, just the details. So you got the secondary farm that's out here, nice little cow farm with tons of silage just kind of stacked away, just waiting to be utilized for your cows. But what I absolutely fell in love with this map is this main street right here. Let me go ahead and drop down, get a little bit lower, and then start making my way through, because you can see, look at the United States flag just lining the town. I came from a town, a little small town in Michigan, that we used to do something very similar to our main street, was to sit there and just line it all the time with just American flags everywhere. And again, you got these big mega structures in the middle of town, which again just kind of add up and make sense. But I mentioned earlier that there are custom crops. What there's also available on this map is custom productions. Let's check those out. We scroll down here to the available. We've got, bakery, but the bakery has apple pie, cornbread as available outputs. We've got the biogas plant. Okay, fine. Well, guess what? You can have methane as an output for your biogas plant. You got your corn dryer. That's a whole new production point right there. You got your dairy, which will also make chocolate milk, condensed milk, cream. I mean, look at all these different things that this will make. Then you got your grain mill, which will make corn flour, fine corn flour. You got your ketchup production, pizzeria, popcorn production. I mean, the list goes on, and wow, just absolutely incredible. But again, just the kind of remember me's that I get from this map are just striking. Just coming from where I used to live, where I grew up, this really reminds me of home. It really reminds this main street. Every time I drive down this road, it's like, wow, I remember when I was younger, when I lived in my small town and just got to see the American flag just unashamedly hung out in the town square, just lining the main street. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. But then we go around the rest of this map and you can see the fields, like I mentioned before, are absolutely huge. But not only are they huge, but they're very intricate. You can see like this one here just kind of follows around this tree line. I mean, look at it. It's massive. You got tons of room to grow. You can cut into these little grass areas right here and make this kind of a singular field to kind of lessen the kind of twists and turns that your harvesting will have to do, or whatever work you're doing. You then have a third farm way over here. It's an itty bitty small farm, a little pig barn, all this stuff. I mean, love this map. It's got so much going for it. And again, the terrain, the color palette, everything just hits so hard. But that means that this being number 2, there's got to be a number 1 out there somewhere. Number 1, BR163 MS Brazil by Zero Oito. And here's the number 1, the top of the list, BR163 MS Brazil. And when I tell you it was a struggle to come up with number 1 and number 2. I fought with myself so hard, but this one for me kind of edged it out because there's so much going on this particular map. You've got a ton of features on it. You've got amazing color palette. You've got all the little ins and out, the little features that just kind of make this map into something that I have yet to see here on Farming Simulator 25. And it's the reason why this one kind of edged out and really kind of made it something special. Now, you got your starting farm. It's relatively basic. You got a massive silo system, but you got a home, a sheep barn, and some storage. That's it. You got a couple production points where you can make some herbicide and fertilizer from concentrate, but that's where things just start. You start very humbly on this map. But one of the things that really caught my eye when I first did this map tour, when I first came on here, what really kind of took my breath away was this. So out here, there's a river, and on the river, you've got bridges. Obviously, you got bridges. But you look down here and you see this bridge. It's very, very sketchy. It's built with these logs, but these logs are live logs. So if you're running over these with cars, with trucks, tractors, whatever, they will shift in any direction. So you can see how there's a gap on this left side, especially. This shifts around on you and while you're driving, so it makes it very sketchy. But what really took my breath away as a feature on this map is this. Check that out. That gap, that bridge right there, that is a constructible. You can actually build a bridge. This is the first map that I'm aware of where the map makers made it to where we can actually have a constructible and it be something unique, something special to the map. Now, what this kind of reminds me of is maybe like post-disaster, like the river kind of flooded and washed out all the bridges, that the sawmill, which is right over there, basically came over to this bridge here and just slapped this together. Like, hey, we've got to be able to get in and out. Let's just get something underway. But then these ones are just kind of city projects. Like, hey, we got to get these stuff in, but they're not moving fast enough. They're like, that bridge is built out of necessity by the people who need the access. These are just built because, hey, we've got, time to kill kind of thing. But we move around this map and you see just the features. This town area that's right over in the center of the map. I mean, look at all the details, all the sell points that are around here. You got all the kind of selling features, the buying features. You've got different kind of productions that can be bought on this map, such as tools, maintenance equipment, things like that are a part of the actual production chains. Those actual bridges that I pointed out earlier, you need to buy tools. You need to bring over stuff in order to get it started. And tools are the very first thing that you bring over. And you need like 5 and 10,000 respectively for each bridge to be able to get the project started. You got this cool little feature right here in this roundabout. I don't know what this is supposed to be, but man, is that cool. Little kind of statuette right in the middle of things. Big, massive sell points and other kind of infrastructure that's around here. But what also really caught my attention is way over here, you've got a big mining operation with custom kind of fill types. So you got things like stones and sand and like just some dirt, like other things that you can come over and collect and use as part of your productions. You got the big stone quarry production right down here to make lime. You got more productions. Like if you take a look at the actual productions list right down here, we own those two right there. But look at this. We got the bakery. Yeah, we're used to that. We got the biogas plant. Oh, okay, we're used to that. But here's where things start getting interesting. The brick factory where we can make bricks. We need pallets. We need tools. We need all sorts of different things. We need dirt. Those are fill types that we don't have access to on any other map. The cement blocks, sand, pallets, tools to make, concrete slabs, concrete beams. That's really awesome to be able to do that kind of stuff. You can make the pallets or you can purchase them at purchase points. You got cement. You've got your dairy, which you can produce other, or actually, no, I don't think you can at that one. The food factory, which does like your flours and stuff, as well as it's kind of just a hybrid of all the different kind of food elements that you can make, as well as soybean oil and other products as well. You got your lime production, which I just showed off. You got your sawmills, you got your spinneries, you got your sugar mill, which can produce ethanol and sugar. So that's another fill type that's unique to this map. Just all these different things that just add up to be a absolutely wonderful, beautiful map. And again, the undulations are nice and crisp. The color palette is really kind of toned down, so it just makes it feel like it's got that natural flavor to the map. I mean, just absolutely wonderful. And again, Zero Ito, I don't know how he does it, but because of all the decorations and all the stuff that's here, the traffic splines, the workers, the pedestrian splines, as you see them just kind of wandering around, it makes the map feel alive. And that's one of the biggest things are details, details, details. Zero Ito is one of the first map makers I can ever think of that has taken traffic splines and forced them to come through gas stations. I mean, check this out. You got a vehicle that's coming right through the gas station that's slowing down, getting ready to fill up and just take off and do their thing. I think that's fantastic. Being able to just see things like that, those little details, is incredible. And then again, you got this nice case dealer that's right over here, big time, highly detailed. You got the repair trigger just under the awning there. The spawn point for the equipment goes out to here. Awesome little dirt ramp that you can load into your low loaders or into trailers or whatever the case may be. You've got tons of equipment just kind of stacked up in the back. Again, you got pedestrian splines that are walking through that makes it feel alive. Everywhere you go, there's some kind of detail that if you're paying attention, you can really come away with saying, oh, look at that. That's really cool. Look at that. Oh, that's cool. Like, look at, again, another little detail. These trucks and tractor right here. Just, again, getting ready to line up and go into the sell point. That's amazing. That's absolutely fantastic to be able to do stuff like that. These little covered tarps back here. I don't know what these are, but that's really awesome. It just adds that little flair that not a lot of other map makers really deal with when they kind of come around and do their maps. I mean, just absolutely wonderful. Again, you've got the little playground and stuff with people just walking around this little kind of park area just out behind what appears to be a church. Yeah, just absolutely wonderful. Everywhere you look, details, details, details. You got these little water vats that are like out behind the homes that just are meant to hold the drinking water, or maybe not even drinking water, but maybe just like showering water kind of stuff. Again, just little things like that, little details that is just gonna make a map really set itself apart. And I think Zero Ito did a fantastic job on this map, and that's why all these things kind of combined is why it barely edged out Alma. But I love this map. I think it's wonderful. There's tons of stuff to do, and I even have a series going on it, a live stream series to build the bridges. I'm so excited to be able to do that and have a ton of fun doing it. So yeah, all that being said, this is the top 5 mod maps for Farming Simulator 25 for all platforms here so far as of September the 1st, 2025. And oh man, it was hard. It was hard to come up with this list, but I think I made some good choices, and I hope you all agree. If you do, if you think that I did a good job with this map or this top 5 list here, or if you disagree, if you think I left something out, feel free to let me know in the comments. I'm genuinely interested to find out what it is that you think, not only of my selection, but if you thought I missed something, if you think that there's something that's more deserving, or add something to the honorable mentions list. Like, hey, maybe it's not a top 5, but this is a really good map that should be kind of considered for maybe the next go around or whatever the case may be. So let me know in the comments. I'm genuinely interested to find out. But I want to thank you for following along and checking out this video. I had an absolute blast making it, and I hope that you enjoyed watching it. And if you did, please show me about liking, sharing, subscribing, following, commenting, doing all the things the algorithms enjoy you doing. It shows you're engaged with this channel and enjoying the content. And that being said, I hope everybody has a fantastic day. Take care.